All right, and just like that, it's time to make another arrowhead. Got a couple in the works here, but figured I'd start another one. I've finished a few, actually. Hold up. Yeah. Whoopsies. Looky. Serrated Kirk. Purple one. PB&J. But the Kirk is my recent one. Pretty proud of that one. All right. So I got another piece of, it came from the PB&J pile of Alabama Coastal, but you know, we'll see if it keeps it. It may be red, it may be pale. Really don't know. So we're gonna find out. I heated this up to 600, I wanna say. So let's see how it responds to a little bit of napping. Seems like it's doing quite well so far. By the way, the Silver River nap-in is coming up. It's next week. Technically, it's this week. So, if you're down in Florida, come on out to the show. I will not have a booth, but I'll be hanging around, you know. I'll be out and about. But, yeah, I'm excited. I need to do another 10-minute challenge to get myself in the groove. Ooh, looky there. Man, that is beautiful. Some orange, some red, some blue, and it's slick too. All right, by the way, also been working on a little purple preform, and this is raw coastal. It's actually quite opaque, slightly see-through on the edges. And then I've been working on this one too. So in case you're wondering what I'm up to, there you go. And I've shown this off a couple times now, but this is just kind of a whatever, boo-boo kind of whatever. I showed the little Clovis off. Not super happy with it, but we're gonna make something out of that stuff. Okay. All right, let's get back to napping. Now the prettier side is gonna be this face, but I know I need to get some material off of this face, and I don't want it to be pale like this side, but then again, the way that it's structured with this coming down, you know, you almost want to remove it off this face for length's sake. But what I'm thinking is that take it a step by step, and we go with what the stone gives us. And yeah, that's about it. Now, do I know what I want to make yet? No, it's a little bit too early. Got to figure out what this stone's going to provide. That is beautiful. And then the little rice grain in there too is just awesome. Okay. If you want to see a really boo-boo point, look at that one. That joker is about as boo-boo of a harden as it gets. But, yeah, what can you do? What can you do? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Okay. Now, got some good news. I mean, if you know my buddy Lewis, I've been hinting at the fact that he's going to start a channel. And the good news is He's just about decided he's going to do it, guys. This is the fellow who got me into Flintknapping. One of my closest buddies. And he's got a lot of knowledge to share. He's a good guy. So whenever he gets his channel up, I'm going to shout him out best I can. Best I can. This side is beautiful. This side is just kind of whatever. I may try to lose a little length for sake of keeping the color. And by lose a little length, I'm only talking about like maybe a 1/4 inch. So let's see. All right, now we're getting in there. Now for this nap in, I typically don't bring any coastal because number one, I don't have a booth. Number two, it takes a while to load it up and whatever. Plus, I really like my coastal, guys. I like it. And I know I probably have the best stuff where coastal is concerned. Or at least close to it, capability of heating it up, so on and so forth. I don't know. I don't know. I partially want to go on a rant here, but partially don't. Should I do it? Okay, I'm gonna do it. So back in the day, whenever my boy Lewis and I were first getting going, you know, he was better than I was. And Marshall, hush. And, you know, we had such a great access to stone because nobody was really into it at the time, seemingly. Nobody, I mean, one as big as it is now, as known as it is now. And so we had so much material, and we're like, okay. And Lewis was like, okay, might as well get rid of it. And so if you can believe it or not, what's a good example here? Do I have a good example? He would be selling glassy spalls like this. Nothing wrong with them. Of all colors, blue, purple, pink, anything you could think of. He was selling large boxes of spalls for, you ready? $90 shipped. Can you believe that? Now, the thing with coastal is, it's just different. It's got, now I'm talking about, you know, Alabama coastal. And Alabama coastal is going to be even different, more different than your Flint River. It's going to act different. It's still coastal, but it's going to act different. It's like more fragile, yet at the same, if it's heated, yet all of the possible inclusions make it even more difficult to work. Okay, long story short. People were loving Lewis's rock that he sent out. Until, you know, there was a handful of individuals who didn't really know much about the stone. They thought that it would work like obsidian or something. So, or a Georgetown shirt, and it just doesn't. And so they were breaking it, okay? They were breaking it. And after a while, we realized that in order for coastal to be done justice, we really only wanted to ship it out to people we know did a really good job. And that may sound really selfish. Maybe it is. But we knew that although we had an abundance, we certainly didn't have an abundance of like amazing quality. And we really wanted the stone to be done justice. So, we kind of stopped. Really, I say him. I sold maybe a box or two. I was still getting into the game. And ever since, I haven't sold a box of spalls, except to my buddy Eddie Ballard. About this time last year, I guess. And it was a nice box. And he made some really killer points, and I started second guessing myself. Why did I send them off? But then I was kind of happy that, you know, somebody was working them and doing a really good job with it. So, all that to say that if I were to bring Coastal to sell, I wouldn't want to bring really colorful stuff like this because I don't get it often, and I love it. Unfortunately, that did not do too well. Oh, there is some blue in there. That's good. And so I would only sell stuff like this, or you know, pinkish, blandish stuff. Like this is a big piece that's heated well, but it's got itty bitty little holes. Not a problem for me. It's just not super see-through, and it's not gonna be as good or dense or reactive as something else that would look like this, like Keokuk or Burlington. And then whenever I come across like a really solid glassy piece, I always want to keep it. So I'm like, man, that's nice. So I really don't know. And then I got a whole bunch of like what if pieces. Like this is conglomerate stuff. And I know if I give this to somebody, they're going to be, I mean, it's just going to be utter trash. But, you know, it could be cool if I end up making something out of it, you know. So I don't know. There's kind of my headspace. Long story short, I guess if I were to bring some, I would only bring like B plus tops A minus material. If that makes sense. Because I'm not really a seller. I'm not really in it for the money, per se. It may sound hypocritical to you, but it's true. I just really enjoy napping. And I'm glad y'all seem to enjoy it too. But there's my little rant. Look forward to the show, obviously. And it'd be good to see my buddies. My boy Ryan Chatterson's gonna be there. I met him at the last Silver Springs nap in. We had messaged from time to time before then. Didn't realize that dude was a walking giant. And I thought I was tall at 6'2". He's got to be like 6'5" at least. Insane. Anyways, he's gonna be there. And maybe some of you will be. I'm not too concerned about saving color on one side or the other at this point. It looks like it's going to be okay. By the way, am I the only one who doesn't really care about the Super Bowl? I'm assuming it's today. You may have just taken great offense to that statement. Jake, what do you mean? I don't know. Never been a big NFL guy personally. I like college. Well, I'm beginning to not like it because Alabama's doing terrible. But what can you do? What can you do? When you're a dynasty for so long. Like the Roman Empire, it's bound to go wrong at some point. I don't think this will work. It did though. Now depending on how wide we get the base. Ooh, man, oh come on. I didn't do what I wanted to at all. I was gonna say, depending on how wide we get the base, we can figure out what we're gonna make. I like those wide flakes. Those are pretty. A little more here, because there's a valley in here. By the way, to kind of round out my story on coastal, I don't really care about the flakes. So, flakes to a piece like this, unless it's getting big enough where I'm like, okay, that's really pretty, and I think I can pull off at least a 1.5 inch Renando, and I'll keep it. If I can't do that, might as well just give it to somebody who I know will use it, because at the end of the day, I could work every single flake, but I don't have the patience for that. I don't have anything. I don't have the desire. I just don't want to do that. So maybe I'll bring a bunch of those, who knows. Got a couple days to organize. That was nice. Now, here next. Not great. See what this does for us. Okay, not crazy, but we'll take it. Just by facing it out. There's a hole here. By the way, this is another biface I've been eyeing. Excited to work it. I hope y'all are having a great day, great week. enjoying the hopefully good weather. It's been kind of warm here in Alabama the past couple days, which I personally quite like. That was good. That was good. And that was good too. So we're getting some pretty cool looking colors in there, guys. Pretty fancy. Pretty fancy. Coming together quite nicely. Okay. Came up against a little fossil inclusion. I always like those flakes right there. That's something about the way it feels before I strike it. I just know it's gonna be a good one. As for this one, I'm not so sure. But it worked out better than I could have anticipated. So I'll take that. All day long. That's very good. Very, very good. Oh yeah, there we are. Cooking with grease. Cooking with grease. Oh yeah, thinning out the base. It's a joyous occasion. Now, should I set up my camera at the nap in? It's a good question. I guess as long as I tell people I'm filming, it'll be fine. Catch them in a conspiracy, that wouldn't be good. quite do what I wanted it to. I hope that this will. And it didn't. Therefore, I think it caused enough of a fracture there where I can get it eventually. Let's hope that's the case. Now we're at the point where it's important to isolate a little bit. Just a little bit. And kind of get some direction. Go on here. Now this might not work out. In fact, now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if it will. I might need to do something different here. Let me see. Yeah, that one's not going to work out the way I'm thinking it will. Kind of got too much going on. Platform was a bit too low. Probably is still too low. Definitely is now that I feel it. Okay. Yeah, we gotta work on it. There we go. Okay. Work our way into it because of some convexity issues. And then see what we're left with. See about this stripe here. There we are. That caught everything we needed it to. And that did as well. All right, rocking and rolling. Okay, now this side will be much easier to really just thin out there. And Now I need to focus on the other side, particularly in this area. Here, that might have cut out a little bit too much, but you know, we take what we have. I think it'll be fine. Might be a little much, but it ain't terrible. What is terrible is this huge area here. It's very fragile. And need to try to do some isolation. Just gonna be hard on this denser side of the rock. And all we want for it to do is just feather out. This is the densest area of the rock right here, this purplish area. And luckily, it did just marvelously. Now I gotta isolate again. Here, 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 and a little bit in there. And this is kind of a critical one too. And it did good. Did good. We're doing all right. Not hurting just yet. Let me go down a size in Bopper to clean up the area. This has like kind of a finer tip, and so sometimes I use the tip and sometimes I use the flatter side. Depends on what I'm going for. A wide hit or just kind of a nuanced hit. Now I definitely want to draw the tip in, so it's cool to keep the tip that wide for now, but I'm going to draw it in a little bit. And as we do, I think we're going to lower this edge a tad and hit this ridge, and this ridge is done. Just got to hit this, and this side's done, so really just got to make sure that's clean, and we'll be solid. I'm going to put that down actually. Make this taper into the tip. And we're golden. Dadgummit. Is there something there that blocked that hit? That didn't feel right. Well, Let me be precise with my language. It felt great, but it got caught up on something. Maybe I needed my other bopper for that. I don't know. Not to worry. Should be okay. Don't think it's a major deal. See, that's what I was expecting. Yeah, there must have been something in the stone there, because everything seemed to go well on the hit, but there we are. Yeah, just, I don't know. It's weird. Should get it out like I said, but just weird. Tip's getting thinner. Already pretty thin, so I want to be careful. Here and try to catch that, and I did. Now I got the tip really thin now, so I want to be careful with any strikes I do on her. I need to be very careful. Good to go. Good to go. Bottom side or top side? I think bottom. Good. Now I can shift to this face. this is stuff I can either use a bopper with or pressure flake. Almost all of you here know me. If I can use a bopper, I'm gonna use it. As long as I'm comfortable. But I am starting to get out of my comfort zone. Like that right there. Yeah. Okay. This is the original side we needed to strike over from. We did everything but that. Well, it's about time we finally come to it. Not good. So this is the tougher side, but that is not what I wanted to see right there. I should have isolated it instead of just winging it. I might get a second chance, I don't know. I'll work down here first. Okay, that did fine. As for that, should be okay. All right, pretty good there, but that right there needs to be taken care of. Couple ways to get it. I think we'll succeed. Again, I think. We shall see. Start from the tip, work our way down to it. This is where it gets dicey. just don't know if this will do it. I don't think it's strong enough. I might just have braided too hard on it too. Well, we got it. Slight gouge out, but that's nothing. This is slipping. Perfect. All right, rocking and rolling. Got a great preform. And I know y'all are dying to see what it'll end up being. But you're gonna have to wait, because for some reason YouTube won't let me post hour-long videos. I gotta figure out why. So there's where we're stopping. That thing is beautiful and I'm excited. Which side is your favorite, the purplish or the more reddish? The lighter side or the darker side? You tell me. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it and see you on the next one. Peace.